Thursday.
Somehow.
I'm water tonight.
Aw. Well, if you're water, I'll shout out Mark from the Barist who gave me one of these very nice New Glarus spotted cows. You can only
I
get
mean, I
them in
like the
Wisconsin.
can. It's colorful.
It's a really good beer. So thanks, Mark. There's a chance of him watching this is 0, but thank you regardless.
Nice. Well, hello everyone. Thursday, hooray! Another week goes by. Josh may or may not show up. He caught a cold this week.
Ah, shoot.
He was feeling like crap. And I also invited Scott. I just started blanket inviting everyone because I'm like, you know what? I don't care anymore. Like, whatever. Because I thought about it, I'm like, how can I do this and invite our friends without being an asshole? Like, there's no way. I'm going to be an asshole any way you dice it. If I invite any of them and not the others, I'm the asshole. So I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to invite everyone. I don't care.
Yeah, fair.
Whatever. If we have too many people up here, whatever.
We can rotate people out.
They'll take some of the pressure off of me, honestly.
True.
So, I could just sit back and listen to my kid crying in the background and oh yeah, hear that?
Oh yeah. It started. It's promptly 8:00, you can tell.
Everybody's on schedule.
Yeah. He's getting back on schedule. He got off schedule. Man, tell you this start of this week was rough. That trip I took was that was a lot.
Yeah.
Flew
was
up
it turn and burn, or did you stay overnight?
No, I stayed overnight, but I mean, so I had to get up at like 5 something. I think it was 5 a.m. Get to the airport, flew out at I think it was right at 7 or 7:15, 7:30, whatever. Is a 4-hour flight to Boston, but we actually got in early, which was amazing.
That's cool.
Picked up the rental car and drove all the way up an hour and a half for almost 2 hours into New Hampshire. Looked at the car for hour-ish, then drove all the way down to the bottom of Connecticut and took the ferry across to New York, Long Island, and then drove over to another airport to look at the other car, and then drove after that. So after I left that, it was like 10 o'clock. And so then I got to JFK about like 11:30 and then returned the rental car and then meandered around the airport and found my hotel, which was the TWA hotel. But that was cool.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
The TWA hotel was legit. Hello.
Is it all
busted in here? You need help?
I need help.
Okay. There you go. There you go, bud. So I passed on the 430 and we did buy the 360 that I looked at. So the 430, it wasn't like it was a bad car. It was just at the price we were at, we didn't factor in some of the stuff that ended up being wrong with it. It was kind of priced at a point where it didn't need certain things of maintenance. And so I go look at it because he thought it was like, oh, it's at like 50% clutch wear. And I'm like, well, that's fine. And I get there and I pull the clutch readout and it says 97% wear.
Ooh.
And I'm like, dude, I don't even know how your car is driving right now.
Yeah. Damn.
It's like, well, you need a new clutch. And then the top broke.
Oh, no.
He said it was working last time he drove it. And that's entirely possible. But, I'm like, well, now I got to fix the roof and the clutch. And none of the turn signals worked. And the third brake light was out.
Whoa.
So like you start adding in all this stuff, and I'm like, it's going to be anywhere from like $6,000 to $10,000 in stuff, just in materials.
Yeah, let alone
not even factoring in.
Yeah.
So I'm like, no, like I need it for cheaper, and he's like, I can't move on the price. I'm like, all right, well, see you later.
Cool. Well,
so
way you go look, right?
He might contact you in a few weeks.
I mean, even if he doesn't, I was like, my internal monologue is like, if someone wants a car that they can do some stuff on themselves, they could have a deal. But like, I'm not going to buy it because I can't buy it and make any money on it at that price, especially shipping it all the way down from New Hampshire. Mm-hmm. So you're talking like $2,000 shipping. So like if someone wants to buy it, I don't know, for like 7 to 10 grand more than what I have to pay for the car, then I would buy it for them because I've already seen it, and then
Yeah.
they can do all the work on it. But it's too much risk for us as a dealer. So
Makes sense.
yeah. Oh, cool. Tagging in from the football fields of California. I have an off-market car for you. I'll send the details tomorrow.
Oh,
Sweet. Please
fancy.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah. 458s have been going up for a while. They went down. Was that this year or last year? They kind of didn't quite go down to the bottom like they did when I bought mine. Mine was kind of at
Mom,
the
help
bottom.
me.
Dada help you?
Yeah.
Okay. He
Yeah,
said,
they
"Mom."
started to go down like last year, but they never hit like
They
super,
never quite-
super low.
Right. They never got all the way there.
Come on.
You need to go to bed, little
Need
turkey
to
man.
bed.
Yeah.
Feel
You're
free to kick him out.
all right, turkey. You need to go to bed. Go with mom.
Come on.
Come on. Go watch Hamster.
They dip, but they've been on the rise. A few
Yep.
percent points every quarter or so.
Yeah. So it's been creeping up and just continues to go. Actually, I think 360s, 430s, and 458s are all creeping up right now. Less dramatically so for the 360s and 430s, but the 458s are up. I'm going to say like $20,000 to $30,000 from where they were at the start of the year or so.
I
That-
can see that.
The
Yeah.
four-wheel trader guy, YouTube guy,
Yeah.
he just did an update for all the Ferrari vintage and
Okay, what did he say?
same type of thing, right? It's all
Okay.
trickling up. The special series cars are going up. A
Those
lot
are
more,
going nuts.
Oh, God.
but,
Yeah. It's funny because he has raw data that usually is in line with my gut. Because we just deal with it day in, day out. So like, but sometimes there's certain things that I'm like, no, the data is a little off on that. Like because the problem is that analyzing Ferrari data, there's not that much data to base statistics on, right? So
Yep.
the statistics can be a little bit iffy, but
and it's list price, right? Versus
right. And that's the bigger reality. And that's the part that drives us nuts is people are like, oh, well, I've seen this car listed for this much. And we're like, yeah, and it's been for sale for 6 months.
Mhm.
Like it's not selling at that price. It's not going to sell at that price.
Yeah.
So
I mean, same with 48s. I'm seeing them, especially the
Definitely up.
spiders, are like 5 to 10 more than when I was looking a year ago.
yeah. Oh, the spiders. The what's interesting is the 48 spider to coupe gap is huge.
It is. It's like,
It's like 30.
yeah, 30, 35 sometimes. Yeah.
Like you take two identical spec cars, one's spider, one's not, and it's $30,000 more. It's like, holy crap, that's a big premium for the spider.
That's why I have a coupe.
Yeah. Right.
it takes no room for you to hear it. So
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
helps.
Yeah, pistas are on a tear. Like okay, so I think we talked about this last week. Pistas and Speciales, I think, are overinflated right now. I would not buy one right now. I would definitely sell one if you have one and you don't want it anymore, because I think it's a quick like a bubble in trend, and some of it's being driven by a handful of big dealers that bought up every single car in the market.
Carry Excuse me.
Sorry. So I don't think it's going to last. So
No.
if you have one and you're wanting to cash out, I think right now is a great time to do it. I could be totally wrong, but it sure seems like especially the wholesale auction this week sold a Speciale Aperta. Wasn't even that low of miles. It had like 3,000 or 4,000 miles. $1.35 million.
Wholesale?
And it was awful. Huh?
Only 1.3. I'm surprised.
But it was awful spec.
Oh, I would have taken that.
I mean, it was just like,
Okay, Mr. Long Paper.
yeah, right.
I'm not that picky if I could find a way to buy one.
There you go.
Yeah.
The market's been so bad. I got so excited today when a Speciale got listed for like under $800,000, and I was like, "Oh my God, it's a miracle!" Now is the chance.
That's only like 85% of the value of my house.
Yeah, only.
Only. Yeah, 458's especially Red's on a tear right now. So, oh shit, I saw a good one I wanted to answer. So the 360s on conversions don't get quite a 1-to-1 return on the conversion cost, in our opinion. It's like so a conversion starts at about $20,000 and it increases the value of the car probably about $15,000. And I think the reason for that is they made a lot of regular manual, like OE manual 360s. So you definitely get increased value, but I don't think you get your money back. The 430s, it basically is like a 1-to-1, maybe even slightly better than 1-to-1 return on your money. So, you spend $20,000 and it probably goes up $20,000 to $25,000. Oh, Greg, someone's asking what's behind you.
It is a 430 Scud in Abu Dhabi blue
Yes.
with gold wheels.
Ooh.
Yeah. Do that again.
Wait, where's the
love
sound effect, Dan? Come on.
Oh yeah, hold on. Wait. What's a good one for that?
Oh,
Okay,
shit.
here you go. Ready? Show it again.
I agree.
So
They added sound effects to the system. We're like, okay. Let me add stupid sound effects.
well, speaking of, I mean, Ferrari's building an EV plant. So yes, the short answer is yes.
Well, they already said they were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've delayed the announcement, right?
Yeah, they pushed it out.
Yeah.
There's
Hopefully that's a good sign.
I reviewed an R8 long time ago. We've never had one in the dealership actually. For a long time they were depreciating so fast we had no interest in them, but they seem to kind of be getting a second surgence. I think people finally realize it's like, oh, this is a Lamborghini with a not quite as ugly body. Sorry, Greg.
Hey, I have the only good Lambo.
It's true.
That could be possible.
Could be.
Yeah, you do see Greg Scud on Facebook car spotting groups a lot.
Yeah.
Because it's pretty much the only blue Scud in town, probably.
Yeah. I mean, there's probably only like 3 in the world in this particular blue.
Yeah.
So, kind of helps.
Yeah, yours is a pretty unique one. Do you think when the electric Ferrari comes out, it will sell as much as they're currently selling without it being EV? No. I think it's going to be a flop. I think it's an awful idea. I think there's some Ferrari fanboys that don't care and they're going to buy it. But
they're going to keep playing the game for the Iconas.
Right.
Cars,
that
right?
And all the special invitation people are going to buy it because they have to.
Yep.
But I think I mean, you look at how badly the hybrid Ferraris are depreciating, and now you want to sell an EV Ferrari.
Yeah.
I mean, I would never. You couldn't pay me to buy one because you're going to lose your ass. It's going to be $500,000 the day you buy it, and then 2 days later, it's going to be worth like $200,000.
Yep. Look how much you can get a used SF90 for cheaper than a 296 right now.
Yeah.
Crazy.
That actually is nuts.
That's silly. But honestly, I almost think the 296 is a better car.
I would take a 296 over an SF90. It's just from like pure finance perspective, you look at like somebody who bought an SF90 and sticker, and
Sorry, Joe.
Yeah. Would we be open to a PPI and an Aston Martin? there's one for sale in Dallas. Need someone I would yeah, we've owned Astons. Josh has personally owned an Aston Martin. So yeah, of course. There's really, I mean, we've done PPIs on like cars we've never seen before. I mean, so like we might not know the details of that particular model, obviously in depth, like we do with certain Ferraris, but just experience and whatever, looking at lots and lots and lots of cars, we can certainly give you opinions and look at and identify things that we know are wrong with it, or can identify things that are, you know, hidden issues on them. So yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you pull up to a charging station next to like a Tesla or some dumb car, and you're like,
A Nissan
"Hey,
Leaf.
what's up, bro? Got my
Really wanting to do that, but I want to plug the charging port into the roof scoop on the STO.
Yeah.
yes,
It's a big good way to ice out some Tesla chargers.
yeah, yeah." Had a Superleggera option, was stupid not to buy it. Hindsight, I mean, Superleggeras are legit.
Yeah.
I love those
Still
cars.
felt heavy on the tail though.
It did, yeah. It's
Like
it's
the
definitely
four-wheel drive, the older four-wheel drive system. Like you could tell it was slowing it down.
yeah. Oh, so the 360 that we bought is this guy's, Jim's.
Ah, nice.
I could tell he's gonna be sad to see it go. It's a good car. I was joking with Jim. I said, you know, the funny thing is we've done so many of these trips now that we have a harder time predicting which cars we aren't gonna buy, but we have an easy time predicting cars that we know are gonna buy. And his was one of those that I'm like, oh, yours is like a shoe-in. Like I'm, you know, the only thing that would like have deterred us from buying that car is if there was some like catastrophic issue that somehow he didn't notice. But like just the way you interact and you talk to these people when they're selling the cars, it's like you just, certain people just give you the good vibe and you're just like, oh yeah, they know what they're talking about. Everything's lining up right. Like the conversation's heading exactly the way it should. Everything's going in the right direction. This would be an easy transaction. Versus other times it's like everything's like, oh my God, like I want to murder this person, or like they're driving me nuts, or like they're playing games or doing dumb crap. And you're just like, it just so challenging. And then you start losing trust. And so it's like, well, now I have no idea whether or not we gotta believe this car or not. So yeah, it's just like it's such a mixed bag out there. So
I always feel it's like the oversell. When you hear somebody try and like oversell their car,
yeah, there's definitely that.
Suspicious versus like a good car is like somebody who just, you know, it's like, oh, well, it's nice, but here's a few little things here and there, and it just feels kind of transparent.
The funny thing is, the best cars we get are usually by the really pedantic owners that play down their cars.
Yeah.
Like I still remember probably the best 430 we ever bought was by this guy in California, and he's like, oh, you know, it's okay. Like it's decent, but you know, there's definitely like some flaws on it and blah blah blah. And we go out and look at it and we're like, what flaws? What are you talking about, bro? Like this thing's perfect. And so I mean it was just immaculate. We're like, and of course we have to like play it cool. We're like, oh yeah, like yeah, it's pretty good. All right, I guess we should buy it.
You represented it accurately. Thank you.
Yeah, right. Like that was very accurate. Thank you. And then you turn around and like, holy shit, we're gonna make so much money on this thing.
I love it.
Like you almost feel guilty because you're like, damn, dude, you definitely undersold this car.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know I have. Jesus. Oh man. Yeah. Oh yeah, Scott's car. So
Yeah.
if you guys didn't see, we bought back Scott's car from insurance. So for some reason, that was the only car that was even offered that. So all the insurance companies did not offer a buyback at all. They all got sent to various auctions. We've found we didn't even bother looking for the Toyota the Lexus because I don't care. But we found the red wrapped 430, and that one went to Copart. I don't know if it's sold or not yet because I have no interest in buying that car. And then I actually found my old 430.
Oh yeah.
And I don't believe it's been up for auction yet. And the listing is hilarious because it's like they're trying their best to not tell you everything. Like they're like, it's bad, but it's not completely effed, right? Like, and you're like, no, it's completely like,
yeah, it's bad.
It's bad. Like this one's in awful condition.
Yeah, LS swap that bitch. Come on.
Yeah, I mean that's the only one that we legit are like, this probably has engine issues, like or it could.
Yeah.
Definitely has transmission issues because the transmission was full of water. So probably need to rebuild the transmission at a minimum because I'm sure the synchros really like water.
Yep.
But anyway, so Scott's car, we bought it back. I mean, there's kind of two plans. One, if someone wants to buy it from us and it's more than we paid for it by a substantial amount, we will gladly sell it. But most likely, we're just going to try and get it running. And Josh and I were like, let's probably get it running, convert it, and just keep it for a while because it might be like the world's cheapest running 360 if we can get it running. So
true. I did like Gabe's comment though, like, got it, make it a race car. Go.
Very tempting, but then it'd kill all resale.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
Well,
Still worth money.
You are left with a 360 race car at that point, which is not really the best race car.
No.
And you could also buy a 360 challenge car for probably not that much more money.
Yeah.
But,
yeah. So we definitely would do something. Definitely try and get it running, assuming no one wants to buy it. But we got it pushed into the shop today and ripped out the interior again. And we were actually impressed. The interior does not smell, but the trunk smells awful.
Really?
Oh yeah, the trunk is awful.
I'm surprised in the week they had it, they cut cables and shit. Like,
yeah, we don't know what they did. We're not sure what.
That's so crazy.
Yeah, well, the trans was seized on it, and
Yeah.
they got it rolling. So we don't know if they just forced it until whatever was seized broke.
Shit.
So we knew we were gonna have to probably rebuild the transmission. Now we're like, oh man, we might have to buy a new transmission.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We're gonna. There's a guy apparently in Hutto that we found out about, and he will. Yeah, right. Actually, if we get it running, you 100% need to drive it. Actually, you know what we need to do, Scott, is if we get it running and everything's running right, you still need to come fly out, and we'll take it out in the hill country just like you had originally planned.
Hell yeah, that'd be cool.
And you should drive it the whole time. You should get that experience because you wanted that, and it got robbed from you. Thanks, Mother Nature.
Scott, did you buy your Aston Martin yet?
He's like, count on it. Nice. You'll pay $40,000 for that car delivered to Canada. That's almost worth it.
Dang.
I mean, someone offered us $40,000, I would, and we didn't have to pay anything else for it. Yeah, I would sell it.
That's fair. US. You.
Yeah, good point. $40 US. If you pay for shipping and all that import shit, it's yours for $40,000 US. Oh, here you go. You guys are amazing. Can I ask you guys how you got all these amazing cars or what you guys technically do, but not tell us your full-time job? I was curious. I want to have cool cars like you one day. I mean, I want a dealership. So we might sell these cars.
Hi,
that's how I have these.
And he does YouTube.
Yeah, and I do YouTube. I am no longer in the corporate world. I gave up on it.
Yep. I don't know. I work in tech.
Yeah.
Like everyone else in Austin.
I'm a lawyer for tech. In Austin.
And admittedly, I used to be in tech.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. So if you're in Austin and you have nice flashy things, you're probably in tech or real estate.
Well, not anymore, but
Well, not anymore for the tech.
Well, that not anymore for anything, really.
Yeah, right. Oh, that's true.
Market
Yeah.
real estate's down.
Yeah.
Ain't that the truth?
Oh my god.
All right, where's the laugh track? That deserves that.
Yeah, right. Okay, hold on. Oh, can I hit it fast enough before it gets too old? Oh no. Yes. I mentioned at the very beginning that Josh is is it just gonna play forever? Okay, just plays forever. That's annoying.
Jeez. Yeah, that was
Okay.
annoying.
Josh is sick, so I don't know if he's gonna make it. Let's see here. Yeah. Oh, the original point of this. So, yeah, it's been really challenging trying to find good cars. And the crazy part is every time we find any cars, they're sold immediately. So 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 we bought that Porsche 718 Spider, literally sold it the day it arrived. So like there was a guy who was interested in it. As soon as it arrived, we took a bunch of pictures, sent it to him, and he's like, "It's mine. I'm sending you a deposit right now." We're like, "Shit, okay, cool." So that's sold. The yellow 360 that we bought arrived at the shop the week prior. I took it. You bought it? Oh, that was you? That's funny.
That's awesome.
Well, dude, you bought a good car. Beautiful. I love that color. I love Miami blue on Porsches. It looks so good. That's funny. But yeah, so he bought it immediately or deposit, whatever. Anyway, it's gonna be sold. I'm confident, especially now I know it's Rick. Yeah, it's definitely he's been on this channel forever.
Yep.
That's awesome. But yeah, so the yellow car, we just got a handshake on it today. So the yellow 360 has, which means at the moment in the shop, there's not a single car that we own in the dealership that's for sale.
Dang.
We have
Again,
two cars for sale in dealership, a Porsche Cayenne, which is a consignment car from a friend, and the GT500, which is a consignment car from a fan of the channel. That's it. Oh, and I lied. We got the coaster bus.
Oh yeah, there you go.
We still gotta get that.
Eh.
Actually, so other than Jim's 360 that we bought, which that's gonna take a while to get here, by the way. Anyone who's interested in it, it's gonna be at least a week because it's coming all the way from Long Island. So it'll be a while. But if you are interested in it and you want to make a deal on it before it gets here, we can discuss that. And I have a few pictures and whatever. But
What color?
we bought another non-Ferrari that will be here, I think, next week. Something I've been wanting to really get my hands on to try for a while. So we bought a C8 Z06.
Ooh, nice.
Nice.
Yeah. So it's got it's like 400 and something miles on it right now. So it hasn't even gotten past the break-in. So of course we're gonna make it go past break-in, and we need to, be able to rev that thing out properly.
Who?
Z07 package or no Z07?
I think it had the Z07.
Okay.
It's pretty well optioned. It wasn't like totally loaded to nines, but it was pretty well loaded. Yeah. So
Nice.
oh, here you go. Tyler, do you still love your 48?
Yes. I haven't had time to drive it lately, but yes. Short answer. Yes.
Nice.
Although the headliner is starting to die.
Is it?
Yeah.
Trying to stag a little.
It's getting worse every time I look at it. So
Pro
Yeah.
tip, let's rip it down before it falls on your head.
apparently it's different on the 48s, but it's already starting to touch your head.
Oh, definitely need to rip it down then.
Yeah.
Because if
It's that stupid 3D fabric stuff.
oh no, you've got that stuff. That stuff's a lot harder to work with than the leather.
Yeah. I was told just to replace it with leather.
It's probably the right way, the easier way to do it. Because the problem is you can't spray glue directly on that stuff. It'll
Yep.
seep through.
Yep. Yeah.
Poop.
Is what it is. Knew that going in.
Q, all Ferraris are built on Friday.
Yes.
Always, ever, forever.
Don't tell in State Farm, but I think I've put close to 5,000 miles on it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Actually, State Farm doesn't give a shit, so I'm just making a joke. But yeah, I've almost doubled the miles in the car in a year.
Yes, that is an STO.
And a Lamborghini. Sorry, Greg.
Man, but yeah, we've been trying to find cars. Josh, look, our batting average lately is awful, and it's unusual for us. Usually, when we go look at cars, most of the time we end up buying it, like the vast majority of the time. And the last 2 weeks, we batted 2 for 5, which is terrible. Sucky thing is, like, all that travel costs, eats into the profit of these cars too. But it's like, at the same time, if we had bought one bad car, eats that one bad car could easily be the same expense or more than all the travel to look at these cars. So
Yeah.
although it's a lot of work and it makes it slow and whatever, I think it helps distinguish us differently than a lot of the other dealers, because we don't end up just getting these time bomb turds that someone misrepresented or whatever. It ends up showing up at your door after being shipped, and you're like, oh my god, look at this, what the hell is this thing? I mean, like that 430, even though it would not have been catastrophic, but if it showed up and the clutch was 97% worn and the top's not working and the turn signals don't work and the third brake light's out, I'm gonna be like, shit, like I gotta spend a ton of money just to be able to sell this thing. I'm not gonna make anything. I'm gonna break even.
Yep.
At best. And you factor in other costs and whatever, I'm probably gonna lose money on that thing. So it's like, nope. Yeah.
I did do a major interior mod that I'd been needing to do since I bought the car.
What's
It
that?
came with yellow stitch floor mats,
Oh,
which looked terrible.
yeah. Did you get red?
No, I did black stitching on black.
Oh, that looks good.
Yeah.
This is a big improvement.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it looks better.
So now there's no yellow in the interior.
It clashed with the color of that car.
Well, it's like, why yellow floor mats? Like, there's no
Yeah.
yellow anywhere on the car
Yeah.
except this Ferrari shield. Like, that's the only
Right.
yellow in the car.
If
Yeah.
you had done red, it'd been too much too, because you have enough red accents. So
Yeah.
I agree.
I was trying to, because you can design your own through these companies, and I was designing it. And I was like, nah, the murdered out look, like black on black, is the way to go. Like red border, sure, but
Well, it just gets
Yeah.
dirty.
yeah, it's just gonna get dirty anyway. Yeah.
Hey, Greg, is the STO as stiff as reviewers say?
Yes. The literal worst thing about the STO is, unlike Ferrari and like the Scud Pista Speciale, there's no bumpy road mode. So if you want the powertrain in Trofeo, you get a really stiff ride. And my Scud is on like 85% stiffer springs than stock, right? A very significant increase. And the STO is still much stiffer than the Scud.
Wow,
So
Jeez.
yeah, it's
that says a lot.
at the Dragon and stuff like that, where we did, the roads are paved well, it's fine. But hill country roads around us here,
Oh, yeah.
it is a stiff ride.
Does it have a ton of road noise in it?
It's I'd say it's about like 80 to 85% of the Scud's rawness. So for like a newer car, it's definitely the most raw new car.
Yeah.
So like compared to my GT3 that I had, way more raw.
Yeah.
Way more raw than Pista that I've driven. I've not driven Speciale.
Where was it? Oh, there it is. So generally speaking, we try and do each time we go like a car for $1,000 or less. So like if you book the flights 1 to 2 weeks out, they're usually $300 to $700, sometimes $800, occasionally like $1,000. But you can usually get a rental car for like $100, and then we try and do turn and burns whenever possible, so that you don't even have a hotel room. So me personally, I would rather do a turn and burn and just spend the whole damn day and get it over with and come home and be in my own bed.
Yep.
I hate random shitty hotels. So it's like I would rather just get home and save the money and whatever. And Josh, for some reason, is like, I'll just stay and fly out the next morning. I'm like, dude, fuck that. Like, no, I hate that. But that's just me.
That's
so
fair.
I'm doing a turn and burn on Wednesday of next week. I'm going up to Ohio
Ooh,
to go look at another 360.
that's a long flight to do a turn and burn on.
This one's gonna be I almost was like, I'm not gonna do the turn and burn because it's gonna be so bad, but I was like, you know what, sometimes when I have to do really crazy crap like that, I'm like, okay, I'm just buying first class, because when you're doing these smaller flights,
Oh yeah.
the differential is only like $100.
Yep.
So I'm like, if I have first class, I can lean back further, I can sleep on the plane, I'm fine. So
Free drink, you know.
right, free, yeah, on the way home, get a couple beers, I'm set. So yeah, I leave at, my first flight is at like 6 a.m.
Yeah.
It's a really nasty one. So that means I'm up at like 3,
Yep.
and then I don't get home, I don't even land if it's on time until like 12:45 a.m.
Oh shit.
So I'll be
Damn.
up for over 24 hours on that one, I'm sure.
Yeah. Killing
It's
it.
gonna suck.
Yep.
It's gonna suck. But I mean, I can do all of that for like well under $1,000. So I could fly first class and rent a car
Nice.
and do a turn and burn for under $1,000.
That's cool.
Yep.
When I went and checked out the 48, I did a turn burn. It was like 15,000 miles. That's all my whole cost, because Ferrari
Oh, wow.
Nashville is like in the airport basically.
Oh, nice.
So they picked me up. I was there for an hour and I was like, all right, I gotta get back. See ya.
Yeah. That's the other hard thing is like, I'm nervous about Wednesday because I have to have a connection, because it's not an airport that there's anything direct.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, oh man, like as soon as you add in connections, you're like, okay, all it takes is one flight to be delayed and my whole day is screwed.
Yep.
So I'm not excited about. That's why the Monday and Tuesday trip, even though I didn't do a turn and burn, but I was able to do that whole thing in one day, looking over the cars and everything, because it was a direct flight.
Yeah.
So
I just hope when Austin finishes, we're like redoing the airport, that there's more directs, because it sucks flying at Austin. Like
they're supposedly, yeah.
I mean, the weird thing is they're expanding the airport where they're cutting routes.
Well, until it's done, yeah.
Yeah, it's because did you see that? I saw an article that said that Delta was purposely gate squatting.
Mm-hmm.
So they purposely kept flights that no one wanted.
Well, they just added 3 routes to cover those, but yeah.
Right. Well, so they eventually finally got the new routes, and then they they're flying to Midland like multiple times a day. And it's like, who the hell's flying to Midland? Like, why?
It's awesome.
Like, okay, whatever. I fly into Cleveland, and then I'm driving to the car's at, I think it's called like Black Horse Motors or I think that's right, Black Horse Motors. So it's like a hour and a half drive or so south of the airport. So yeah, it's gonna be a tight squeeze.
Yep. Dang.
It's
I
gonna
want to address Pat's Garage Online comment about the Performante versus the STO, though. So the Performante is like a GT3. The STO is like the RS. So if you really want a much more exciting car, the STO's got a much more exciting on the road. Way more noise, way more emotional experience. You know, the ride isn't actually like so bad. It's not drivable. You know, it just is stiff.
Yeah.
And nobody with a Lamborghini knows how to actually set up a car at all. But my car has, 3.5 degrees of camber with camber shims, extra toe in the back, adjusted the rear wing and stuff like that. So when you actually make all those changes on the road, like it's a phenomenal car. People just don't really know how to set it up, and it's just better at like a sprint track than say the Nürburgring.
Yeah.
Mm.
It is funny walking around with you in car shows, and you're like, their wings in the wrong position.
Yeah.
Every single SEO.
Well, it's funny to me because like the Misha Sherudin Nürburgring guy, he's driven the STO twice now and complained both times, oh, the car is so loose. But in both videos, he has the downforce setting in medium downforce. And so it's like you can tell the person whose car he's driving has no idea how to set it up.
Yep.
At all. So it's just
Nice.
one of the things.
I'm curious where you just flew out of into Austin an hour ago. Oh, okay. Interesting. Nice. Well, welcome to Austin. I'm assuming you live here, maybe. I don't think the STO has Magna Ride, does it?
No.
Yeah. They wouldn't put that level of comfort in that car.
What was Savage Geese's comment on the seats? I don't want to misquote it, but I know you know it, Greg.
Oh, well, if you have a huge dong, it's perfectly fine.
There you go.
Well said.
Yep.
You're in from Detroit on business. Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Well, enjoy the sweltering heat. Actually, tomorrow's the last hot day for
I
a few
know.
days.
I like it.
I like fact checking.
John's calling you out. That's the best because that's the first post of the night, and he was probably doing something else. Wait a minute.
Yeah. That's why I wanted you to fact check it, because I was going to get it wrong, but you purposely got it wrong.
Yeah. Well, I mean, nothing about the STO says you have a huge dong. I mean, it is the most compensating car
Oh yeah.
almost imaginable. It's like lifted trucks, my old Viper ACR, and then this. So,
Although more women have approached you in the STO than anyone in a Ferrari ever.
Oh yeah, the women love the STO.
Really?
Don't know
Yep.
why, but pretty much anytime I drive it, comments from other women just driving next to you in stoplights.
No way.
All the wives at FCA events want to sit in the Lambo.
What?
Yeah.
I gotta pay attention to this. I'm really curious if that's true or you're making up.
Oh,
more
it's
crap.
actually true.
Okay.
I have legitimate backup this time as opposed to my lie before.
Instead of huge dongs.
Interesting. Well,
John.
I would have never guessed that.
Yeah, I was surprised. I think it also might be because I don't have it in a typical Lambo color. It's not like purple.
Mm.
Not,
Yeah.
It is a really cool blue.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, that could be it. I don't know. Could just be.
It's a good fishing lure if I was trying to fish.
Okay. Good to know. For no other reason than
Science. It's science.
Yeah.
Pure
Science.
Yeah. When you're ready to sell it, let me know.
When Tyler needs to get.
Tyler, I'm always ready to sell whatever car is not this one.
You've changed your mind on. You finally made it up, or maybe I should say.
Well, it didn't help now that Speciales are infinite money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No kidding.
But
What's the color? What's the blue? What's it called?
Blue Ager.
Yeah, that's right.
So I think it was the Sion launch color.
Hmm. Interesting. Yeah. Well, so we're desperately needing inventory. If you know anyone who's got a Ferrari or other fun sports car, we're still on the hunt because every time we get anything, it's gone immediately. And if you need service, let us know. We are trying to ramp back up all the service stuff after the flood. So it's finally starting to get busy-ish with the service. I want to get it so we have a backlog of service, because then we can really look into bringing on like a more full-time ish consultant mechanic or whatever you want to call it.
Yep.
In fact, that's actually something we've been talking about. Is like we probably need to find another mechanic at some point pretty soon, to help us out. Someone who's going to be comfortable with these cars and can do a good job and be self-sufficient and whatever. Because I think my gut tells me that we're going to need that soon. So it's like the ramp up time to get someone involved might be where we need that now to accommodate that in a month or two. So actually, yeah, I don't want to totally spill the beans, but we have a plan to do a collab. I don't know if it's totally locked in yet. We have some dates tentatively set, I believe. I don't know if he's bought plane tickets or not yet, but
That's cool.
so we've been chatting about doing something. The big problem is we don't know what, because it's hard to predict what cars we'll have. And so it's like, what service or thing? Because obviously, like someone who's like a legit Ferrari certified tech who won the damn Testarossa award, you want to like have them help you so you can learn from them, right? So that would what I would really love is to learn some stuff from him. So I don't know what that is, but something.
Are you still gonna release the 355 videos?
Oh, where
Were they
Josh
ever-
was spreadsheet on the car?
Yeah, were they ever complete?
Probably not.
Fair enough. Yeah.
I mean,
Josh is slacking once again.
yeah.
I wasn't going there, but maybe get another 355 and redo that with him.
That's true. We could do another 355 major, but I mean, he's done 355 stuff up the wazoo on his channel. So I don't know if that's really the right thing to do.
Fair enough.
I don't know.
Want to replace a 48 headliner with him?
I got a guy.
Yeah. It'll be cheaper than buying it. Euro spares, it's $8,000 for the leather.
What?
Yeah.
You're kidding.
I'm sorry, I got distracted for a second. Did you say $8,000?
Yeah.
Woo!
Or a piece of leather square?
Just take it out. You don't actually need it. Just take it out. Don't have anything above you. You can't see it. Don't look up.
Yeah. For complete roof, leather,
Unbelievable.
special order from Ferrari, $8,018.
Does that have a dealer?
No, that's Euro spares.
Wow.
Oh, for just parts.
Yeah, just the part.
Evil.
That's unreal. I'm pretty sure we can do that for like
Six grand.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah,
I'll cut
7.
you a deal. I'll cut you a deal. 6,000.
Greg, I want 50% of your cut back.
Jeez, all right, you can have $5.
Oh yeah.
Jeez, oh Pete's, man.
If
Wow.
I would say if you guys don't have your person do it, Dan, I'm sure Driven by Design, who did some of the stuff on my seat, they might be able to help.
Oh, I haven't heard of them.
They're down in like towards Dripping.
Oh, that's why.
They did the paintwork on my wheels and stuff.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh yeah, we've been there. They had that 10 event there. Yeah.
But I'd only use them.
Oh.
Dan can't do it.
There was okay. Yeah. I should have probably bleeped you out so you're not promoting someone else in town.
Oh, I'm not promoting them at all because I wouldn't go back to any of their events.
I'm just kidding.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah. I've never heard of them, of Drive HCC in Dallas.
Mm-mm.
So I don't have any opinions on them. Let's see. $2,200 for the wash tank replacement with labor on a 48. With labor, that actually seems okay.
Really?
Because
Where's the wash tank at?
Isn't it like where you have to pull the bumper? Where is that? I know in the 458, and I think in the 430s you have to pull the bumper.
Oh, yeah, it is filled. We're at the same spot in the 458. So
Like way up there in the very front.
yeah.
So that's a full day of work.
Yeah, that's fair.
I would also
Yeah.
not replace it. You don't need one.
Oh, and then they probably charge you like $400 for the wash fluid.
Yeah.
For the gallon.
For the gallon.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly, I think 2,200 for that amount of labor is from a dealership. That's pretty reasonable.
Yeah.
Because I bet you, like I said, I bet you they took a whole day. Like it's probably 3 to 4 hours to remove the bumper, and it's probably another 3 to 4 to install it, and then probably like 1 to change out the wash tank. So, but that's you're talking 6 to 8 hours, maybe even 10 hours of work. And if they're a dealership, $300 an hour, actually, they sound like they cut you a deal. And I'm sure the tank itself was at least a couple $100. That's one thing I found really fascinating is so I created this spreadsheet. I think I talked about it. And it's like kind of like a master spreadsheet of every service, all of the parts we have in inventory and all this stuff. And I'm trying to make it so it can kind of just when someone says, "Oh, I need this, this, and this done," instead of us just like sticking our finger into the air and trying to figure out every single time, I want to catalog it if we've done it before, how long it took and whatever. But in the like if not, what I've done is I've broken it down by task, and we can say, "Oh, this task takes this much time," right? So it's kind of what's the term for it in software? What's that term when you break chunks down into smaller chunks of work?
There's so many different ones.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway, we used to do that in software. So you break it down to you can
Sprints.
get to it. Sprints. Well, you have sprint points and all that stuff.
Yeah, story points. God, I hate
story points. That's it. So you kind of do that though. You break it down to the smallest chunk you can, because then you can easily say, "Oh, if I do just this one thing, it takes this much time." And so then when you say, "Oh, I need to do this big job," well, I've already got these little tasks broken down, so I already know the time of these little tasks. I just need to add in the bigger tasks or the other tasks, and then it spits out, this is how much time it's going to take. This is how much money it's going to cost. Here's all the parts you need. And so I've literally got it so where you choose the model of car, you choose the service that you want, and it spits out the time it needs, the labor costs, the parts you need, the parts cost, the total cost, and all that stuff.
Dang.
So I'm trying to keep that evolving as we grow and do stuff. So like every time anyone wants a service that we haven't done before, I'm going to add that to that thing.
That's cool. You should create a spiffy interface with Cloud Code or something and sell it.
I mean, it's literally just Google Sheets.
Well, so they don't need to know that. Could make an executable and away you go.
Yeah, right. I guess I could, yeah. But the problem is it's so specific to our needs. Like, I don't know if it'd help anyone else.
Fair enough.
It doesn't mean you can't take their money though.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be helpful.
Do some vibe coding, Dan. Come on.
That's very true. I like this.
Let's make some money.
Yeah. Actually, the CarPlay thing is awesome.
Yeah, I want to check that out.
You want this.
Yeah.
The module is pretty expensive and it's a pain in the ass to install, but it's totally worth it.
There's a reason I haven't bought it yet, because all their install videos are bullshit because it's so hard they don't show you. They show you one little bit.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this is definitely a pain in the ass.
Well, it's funny because we lost Tyler.
Oh,
we lost. Did we lose me?
Nope. I hear you.
Okay. Everyone's seized up, so I thought, maybe it's me. The funny thing is, I think so. When Josh did it, it was one of those where like we sell the module, and he's like, I don't know how much we want to sell the module because people are going to call us and ask for help installing it. And we're going to be like, no, like you're on your own, man. If you didn't pay us to install it, we're not helping you. Because he's like, yeah, it was pretty tricky. Like you have to pull the dash and actually like splice in some wires into the dash wiring and stuff. So,
well, Tyler, if you're going to do it, it sounds like a good time to do it would be when you're doing the headliner.
Right? Yeah.
Different spot. Oh yeah, so your headliner, I'll do both for $8,000.
Oh shit, that's a lot of barbecue credit.
Right? Oh man, that's true. Actually, that might be one of the first viewers I'm aware of actually watching on LinkedIn. Like that's
Also, Cameron, you kind of look like our friend Daniel in that picture. Just saying.
Oh my god, you do. That's freaky. You look really close. Hmm. Backup camera integration would be pretty sweet.
Yeah, 4K, nice camera.
Yeah, or just a better location for the camera.
That yeah.
If you could
On
just
the
take it
license
out of
plate?
that, take it out of the stupid the rain light and put it up in the bumper.
Yeah.
Or you know what you could? I wonder if you could do is get it out of the little spot it's in, extend the wires, and just attach it to like one of those like license plate frame things.
That would probably work.
That might be the way to do it.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it would help it or not. I mean, maybe a little.
Yeah. I mean, your local laws probably prevent you to use a phone in the car more than the 48 does. Sorry, I had to. Yes, there's Bluetooth in the 48.
Yeah. 48, it's actually a reasonably modern system.
Yeah. It remembers your settings when you get into it. Every once in a while it doesn't, but
it doesn't have like CarPlay or Android Auto.
no. Well, I think CarPlay is an option.
Oh, was it?
I think. But it might be like those iPod connectors in the
Oh, you still got to physically plug it in.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
definitely not wireless, so you'd want to upgrade regardless. So
I'm above wires.
yeah.
So
Wires are
I really don't understand the wireless CarPlay thing that much because I want to charge the phone when I'm in the car.
Wireless
don't.
charging, Greg.
a lot
come
of
on.
times I don't, because I'm like on a shorter drive. So I don't want to necessarily like take
All
that.
neophytes. Come on.
I guess I'm never on a short drive when I'm in one of the cars.
Yeah.
Like if I was in the Fusion, maybe I would do it, but like not.
My phone mount is a wireless charger though, so I don't need to ever plug anything in.
Well, Tyler, when I drive in, I put my phone in a Surface, and then it no longer stays on that surface ever. It
That's
just-
why I have a charging
So,
mount
you know
because
what's
it
funny?
locks in.
I actually have a theory on why I don't like ever plugging in my phone, and that's because the more you plug it in, the more likely it is to break that damn plug, like
Yeah.
the receptacle, and then you have to like send your phone out to get repairs. And so that's why anytime I can charge wirelessly, I do it, or anytime it can connect wirelessly, I do it. Like plugging in is always the last resort, even though if I'm on a road trip, I do plug in. Yeah, right.
It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, just Porsche drivers. Ugh.
It was really funny. I mentioned to Angie about the Spider. I was like, oh well, instead of replacing the Fusion or getting the Julia Quad, I could just kind of wait, and do the Spider and just keep the Fusion for longer. And she immediately, I couldn't believe it. She said immediately, no, you should not buy a Porsche because you'll be bored and have to sell it within a
Smart.
year.
Oh damn!
And I was
Mhm.
pretty blown away because I was like, she called it out like immediately, and that's like,
Oh,
and that was why when I talked to Josh, I was like, if I did it, it would have to be an RS, and but like this is the first time she's ever actually said no, don't buy a car.
Damn.
But it wasn't didn't like it. She's just like, you're gonna be bored, and I don't really know if that's true, but
I mean, looking at the cars you've owned, maybe.
it's hard to know. I mean, I love my GT3. It just didn't come alive unless you're really on it. But
Yeah.
now, if I had that Plus V, it's supposed to serve a different purpose. So I thought it'd be okay.
Yeah.
Hmm.
At some point, I'm supposed to want a normal car, like
Why?
I don't know, one that you can actually like use to go more places.
Actually, I've got the perfect normal car for you.
GT500.
No, a Malibu.
There you go.
We haven't brought that up yet. I guess we should bring that up again. Yes, we are still doing the Boo challenge. I am on the hunt for a Boo. I've been looking. I have a couple of interests. The hunt stalled a bit this week because I was traveling so much, but yeah, we're doing it. That's right.
I will say, so when I've been doing some Boo browsing, I've been most interested in the fact that there's a lot of single owner Malibu into like the hundreds of thousands of miles.
Yeah, like 200 and something thousand miles.
That I find like genuinely impressive.
the thing is, I know we're joking that they're piles of crap, but there's a reason why they're rental cars because they are pretty tough.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's the Toyota Camry of Chevrolet.
It is.
It's the Crown Vic, of Chevrolet. So
We were talking about this in text. Like Greg's gonna buy a nice Malibu, and then we're all gonna like ram his doors on the boot challenge, and he'll be really pissed off.
No,
yeah.
respect the game. Don't hurt my boo.
Oops.
I don't know anyone's bought one yet. A lot of looking at the moment. I mean, we have a year.
Yeah.
So, but we did make a reservation for a VRBO, so we're for sure going. So
I think there's also at some level we want to get a little critical mass. I'd imagine of like how many people are going to buy boots. If it's just 2-3 cars, it's not the same effect as like
10.
5, 6, or 10. Or,
I think 5 to 10 is the kind of probable reality. Like I feel like that's where we're going to end up, somewhere probably closer to 5 than 10. In a dream world, 20, but I think that's not going to happen. But at the same time, I feel like if we do this and it's fun and we document it, then do we do it again with something else? And maybe it's not a Malibu. Maybe we do it with a Toyota Camry or something like the next time. And just make
according to John, we have to keep doing Malibus.
Oh no, they discontinued the Malibu.
I didn't know that either.
I literally have never ever looked for a Malibu for purchase other than this and the other time we bought that Malibu.
Yep.
25 is the last year. Oh man. Oh, maybe we could find a 25 with like 300,000 miles as a good memorial.
That'd be cool.
That'd be a good way to do it.
Drive it off a cliff in Alaska.
Yeah.
It is amazing, the whole Malibu thing, because it's just re-educated myself how little I know about the broader car market, because I'm so on like just niche cars that are of interest to us and supercars and sports cars or whatever. But it's like I had no idea what a Malibu costs. I have no idea what a Kia Soul. I have no idea about any of that.
Dude, I'm shocked at how many Malibus you can find for under $3,000. It's a lot. It's like
a lot.
There's a broad range of availability. Like at first we're like, oh, 3,000, is that going to be too low to actually get a functional car? And now I'm like, no, 100% you'll be able to find a totally functional, actually pretty nice Malibu if you really want for $3,000.
I like this idea.
Ooh, we could do that one year.
I have to go to Daytona for work, so
actually, I almost think you almost need to do Chrysler 300s.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that.
They're way worse.
They are way worse.
I mean, the Crown Vics is obviously like a great thing.
Yeah.
But it's like everyone's done the Crown Vic thing, and they're legitimately solid cars. So, like, yeah. Is this extra points for spending an extra 100 for the THC LTZ over LT? Oh, like the model?
The trim.
The trim level LTZ over the LT. Yeah, like the extra, like that extra T in the Z in the thing costs you about $100 more to get that.
They're so expensive in Texas. Like you look outside of Texas and they're so cheap.
For Boo?
Yeah.
Well, let's go road trip one back.
That's what I'm saying. That like Pennsylvania, Steve sent some. They were like in the 100,000 miles for under $2,000.
Oh,
I'm
damn.
trying to figure out how crashed it can be to be worth it to get like CarPlay.
Yeah. It's only 3 days. You can live without CarPlay.
Just go buy a Walmart stereo with CarPlay for like $50.
Yeah.
Or I could just have a really crashed Malibu.
Well, that was my plan. Was like I want to buy. I kind of want to buy another Malibu Max, and they all have the double DIN receiver, so you can actually get like a legit touchscreen Chinese cheapo stereo.
Yep.
Probably like literally $100.
Could probably get the series sponsored by them.
Yeah. Oh shit! I reached out to O'Reilly's to see if they would sponsor the event.
Oh my god!
Because I'm like, that's the perfect sponsor.
Yeah.
I'm like, we can rebuild the entire car with their inventory.
With this, you heard back or
I just talked to him today.
nice?
So Scott, my co-pilot, he's like, hell yeah, get the Max because it's spacious and
Yeah, it's only 3 X's though, Scott. Come on.
Not if you add extra X's on the badge.
I mean ours will have that. It's got 5 X's. It's the
Mm.
5X Malibu Max. Yeah. Oh damn.
Yeah, Kevin, you buying a boo? Come on.
425,000 on it. Problem is those are still worth like more than $3,000.
Yeah, and they still have another 400,000 miles to go.
Like it's not even a challenge with some of the Toyota products. It's just like,
Yeah.
nothing's gonna break. Yeah, and the Crown Vics are getting old enough that they're actually starting to become less and less available. So the booze, I feel like the booze are an untapped market for debauchery. Dude, you can't find, dude. I
They're
legit,
all crushed. Yeah.
well, they're crushed, but the problem is the ones that are in good shape are actually worth a lot of money. It's like, what the hell?
Yep.
I mean, yeah, you can do kilometers. You should definitely do it. I mean, drive all the way down from Kazakhstan.
That'd be awesome. Well, see that's the thought of like finding one outside too, because if you drive it back to Texas, you know it's probably okay. Like if it made it that far,
If it made it to Texas, yeah.
like just keep it maintenanced for a year and then let's just ship it.
Oh, dude, Festivas are awesome. Actually, they have like a Festiva ST or whatever. It's actually pretty cool. It scoots a decent amount. We've looked at buying those before, like
Yeah.
for legit fun cars. It's
Yeah,
like the
especially the
Focus
ST.
RS. That's a legit car. That is a fun car.
Till the engine pops.
There is that problem.
I thought that was only a few model years and they had their own head gasket.
Yeah, they fixed it pretty quick.
Yeah. The Bufarious activities.
Oh, no.
Hold on. That deserves
Nice.
We need some non-Malibu questions from the audience to move us.
yes, that's true. Yeah, we got off track there for a little bit. Sorry.
Yeah, we can make jokes about Malibus all night. So
Oh, I noticed the last live. People started thinking
Yeah, people were I don't know what it is. People just either love this idea or they absolutely abhor this idea.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's the best kind of YouTube video.
Right? Legit. That's true. Personally, I think it's gonna be the stupidest, best thing ever.
That's a sigh from me, Scott. Slow clap. Sigh.
That was good job.
Tyler, did you decide to extend the warranty on your Defender? Or
I already did once, yeah.
Oh, did you? Okay. I wasn't sure if you were selling it or not.
That's probably a good move.
I did 2 years, so I've got a year and 3 months left.
Okay. And then time to get rid of it.
Probably.
Yeah.
They don't let you just keep on extending it.
I mean, you could, but it'd be third party at that point.
Then it doesn't count.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if we can somehow get the booze entered into anything serious,
Dude, yep.
I'm all for it. I'm all for it. Like, or like some of those like meetups that are like unofficial meetups where they just show up in a parking lot and then go for a drive or whatever. We need that. Yeah.
Yep. We just need to be going down like Pacific Coast Highway at the speed limit to block all the supercars.
Oh, shit. Oh man. So awesome. What?
This is the truth. Yeah.
I don't remember. Oh, when they had Celine.
Wrong, Celine.
Yeah, yeah.
Celine Dion did not tune those focuses.
I did not know that. That's pretty cool, though. Oh man, speaking of warranties, you know what sucks? My damn clothes washer broke.
Really?
Like, we bought that when we bought this house, so it's only like 3 years old.
Yeah.
It's the second time it's broken,
Sell that shit.
and it's not like it's not under, like, they have a warranty that's 10 years, but it's only for the motor.
Of course.
So it's like $400 something to fix it. I'm like,
Isn't a new one like 1,000?
yeah.
Yeah,
That's why I'm like, the 2 times it's broken, it's cost us $800 now, because both times it was like the same price. I'm like, I could have replaced this damn thing, but
You just got to buy the dented floor models. That's the
as
key.
well.
We do.
it's a piece of crap LG.
Mm.
Lesson learned. Life's not good.
Yeah. I don't know. I've got a commercial Maytag. But who is it? It's Matt pushes those Speed Queens because they're old school.
What?
Matt Mormon.
Oh, a washer?
Yeah. They're like the old school, like built like a 70s washing machine.
Really? I've never
Yeah.
even,
Yeah, Speed Queen.
I did
Look
not.
it
I've
up.
even heard of
Get a Speed Queen. Be done with it.
it. Okay. Well, are they all like loud and shit though?
No, they're modern. They're just simple.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will say, like, they definitely have over engineered the laundry stuff. Like, there's like 85
shit.
modes. And like, dude, are the modes really that different?
Yeah,
Like,
shake my shit around in water and clean it.
right? Like, when it's like, oh, we're gonna do the, like, what's the difference between like towels and bedding? I'm like, both of it's big and heavy, and yeah, like,
I literally only use one setting: cold water. And that's it.
normal mode.
No, normal has like some heated to the water. I want like as cold a water I can get, otherwise everything shrinks. And then like medium spin. That's all I want.
Medium spin.
Yeah,
I thought you said spit for a second there. I was like, that's about right.
yeah, feels like that too.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I'm frustrated with that damn thing. And it's like their higher end shit. It's not like the beater version, like,
Yeah. Higher end. Yeah.
It's actually the pump motor that died.
Oh shit.
So it can't evacuate the water out of it. So
Sucks.
yeah. It's one of those where like Meg called me while I'm at work, and she's like, hey, the washing machine's making some weird noise, and it says OE on the front. And I'm like, well, that's not good. And she's like, and it keeps beeping. I'm like, okay. So I Googled it, and it was like, oh, it's either the filter's clogged or the pump is broken. And so I like got home and listened to it. I'm like, oh, the pump's broken.
Damn.
Like, you hear it and you're like, oh yeah.
There you
All
go.
right.
Do it yourself. $25.
I thought about that, and I was like, I don't have the time to fart around with it right now.
That's fair.
It was purely a time equation. I saw the videos, and I'm like, that looks about, I could do that, and at the same time, like, I don't want to do that in my free time.
I get it. Yeah.
So it's like, that's gonna take up time from the weekend. Oh, you know what? My lawnmower, I got it sort of running enough and sold it.
Oh,
And
the
then
old one. I was like, your
The
new one
old
didn't
the
break. did
electric
it?
one. Yeah, I sold the electric. That thing broke 4 or 5 times. But it was actually under warranty. So every time it broke, I didn't have to pay a cent.
That's
So I'll
good.
give them credit. Even though they made a shit product, they did stand behind their warranty. But it was awful. Like, and every time it'd break, it'd be the middle of like the rainy season when all the grass is growing super fast. And so then I have to, and then you're without the lawnmower for like 2, 3, 4 weeks or whatever. And I'm like, great. So every time I had to mow my lawn, I would have to drive to the stub, hook up my trailer, pick up the mower from the stub, drive it all the way back to my house, mow my lawn, load it back into the trailer, drive it back to the stub, unload the mower, unload the trailer. So it took like 5 hours to mow my lawn.
Jeez.
And I was like, no, this is not acceptable.
At least you had a backup. Like some people would just be stuck, and then they'd be getting HOA fines and God knows
like-
what else.
Hiring a lawn service for God knows how much money.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I finally broke down and I bought a Skag. So I've got like like way more lawnmower than I need, but I'll be handing that down to my son and he'll be handing it down to his son. Like that thing's last a couple 100 years.
I just got my coworker to buy a Skag.
Convinced him?
Yep.
Did he test drive yours?
No, he's in Michigan, but he's like, like I need one with the like maintainable transmissions. Like, oh, well, here's the brand.
Yeah. Well, I know a guy.
Yeah, I know a thing or two.
I finally felt like, okay, we have enough property. I bought that big chainsaw, which by the way was in the flood and it works perfectly now.
Well, it's a Steel, yeah.
No, it's Echo.
Oh, it's Echo? Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
I did have to like pull the spark plug. I had to take some stuff apart to get it to work, but it's working. But I finally broke down and bought a chipper shredder.
Oh, shit.
Because we get branches constantly, like everything from big to little. And I'm like, okay, I got the chainsaw, I can take care of the big branches, but all these little stupid rink-dink branches that you can't really burn them very easily. They still have leaves on them and they're annoying and all this shit. So
Is it on a trailer?
The inspiration of this was that storm that blew through the other week. We had like 70-mile-an-hour winds.
And for that thing.
Oh, dude, it was crazy. It knocked down branches and trees and crap everywhere. Well, our neighbor's tree split in half and half of it fell directly onto the fence. So it was like 3/4 on our property and 1/4 on their property. And yeah, I know, right? We're going to go full, what's that movie?
Fargo.
Yeah, Fargo. So it's like, God damn it. Now I've got like this tree with all these dumb branches I got to take care of after we just had like got the lawn fully cleaned up this summer. Like, I was like, all right, I'm buying a damn chipper shredder.
Yeah. Is it on a trailer? Can you bring it places?
No, it's I didn't go that big.
Okay.
So those things are like $5,000.
I know. That's
I
why
don't
I
know.
wanted you to buy it so I could use it.
Here was my theory. I'm only going to use it like once or twice a year. So I
Yeah.
don't need to buy one that's really super robust. So I bought the cheapest generic bullshit brand. I got a Verver.
Okay. Harbor Freight Special.
Basically, it was the Amazon special. Like, or actually, no, I ordered it direct from them.
Ooh, okay.
But I'm sure it's some Chinese crap. I have to build it this weekend. That's my plan.
No, it's definitely Chinese crap if you had to put
Yeah,
it together.
it arrived in a box, like, and it's like literally 180 pounds, and it's in a cardboard box.
Nice.
Feel sorry for the delivery person. Like, what the hell is this thing? But we'll see how it performs.
Yep.
I have a large pile of shrubbery and stupid crap. Is it
true.
Verver? I don't know.
They made
Vivor.
the warming oven I use for briskets. So yeah.
Yeah. I mean, some of their crap is actually okay. I bought some of their crap before.
Mhm.
And I was like, okay, like I'll try out their cheap crap. I'm sure the engine is probably like not gonna run that long, but I only need it to last like 1 or 2 hours per year.
Well, and when it does break, you just go get another Harbor Freight engine and swap it in.
Yeah, go get a Predator engine or whatever they are.
Yep.
Swap that puppy out. Be good to go.
Yeah.
Heck
Oh,
yeah.
speaking of engines, how was the Festiva thing this last weekend?
Oh, the Ferrari.
The Ferrari thing.
Yeah.
It was okay. I was shocked at the niceness of the hotel.
Okay.
Because I was like, oh, we're going to stay at the Embassy Suites in San Marcos.
Yeah.
what? And it was only like $100 and something a night, and the room was huge. And I was like really impressed. I was like, okay, the hotel value was off the charts. It was really nice. And the second night, the dinner, Saturday night, the dinner was at the hotel, and it was really, really well done. That dinner was very good. Like
Cool.
the food was good, the ambiance was good. They did a really good job. And then the night before, we went to this restaurant, and that restaurant was outrageously good. It was very, very good. Like I would actually go there outside of this anytime. Like it was really good.
Dang. All right.
My only complaint is just we went east, so the roads suck.
Mm.
You know, they're just not that exciting. So,
Yeah,
but it was
was it your picture or something? I was like, I've never heard of that place. So
yeah. It was something. It was some battle during the Texas independence that happened, and I googled it after I got home because I had no idea what the hell. Like, what did I just look at? You know, I have no idea. And apparently, it's this location where there was like 400 and something soldiers that surrendered to the Mexican army, and the Mexican army, after they surrendered, just killed them all. And so it was like a tragedy and stuff.
yeah, that's nice
So
of them.
yeah, it was really quite kind of them to murder everyone. But yeah, it was a interesting place. But that was like okay, and then we kept driving.
All right, decent drive outside of boring roads, or
It was okay. I mean, the pace was all right. Like it was a little bit spirited, but not quite spirited. So that was, that's always a concern. Is like if you're in a big group like that, are you really pushing it?
yeah.
But
Turnout was it?
the cars on the drive were there was about 25 cars on the drive, but the dinner, apparently a lot of people signed up and just didn't do the drive. They did other stuff because the dinner had like well over 50 people.
That's why we didn't go, because there's only one drive.
I know, right?
We may not be the right demo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, apparently, I was trying to figure out like what the hell is this thing. Apparently, it was kind of like a one-off thing that was accidental. So I don't know the exact story, but one of the members of the FCA had apparently blocked out the hotel and paid all these deposits for like food and a band and all this shit, right? For like, I think it was for a wedding, and then the wedding either got canceled or the date got moved. I don't know, something happened. I don't know the story, and I wasn't going to ask because not my place. But he was going to lose the deposit on all this stuff, so he just kind of like donated it to the club. It was like, here, you might as well at least turn it into an event.
Interesting.
And so that's why it was kind of like a weird location with a weird date, because like arguably like that was not a very like good date for an event like this.
Yeah.
Like school just started and you're like, hey everyone, let's go take a weekend right as school starts off. So
Yep.
But there you go.
Well, I'm sure you met some amazing new customers. We'll definitely buy cards from you.
Maybe. I mean, I honestly, that was the one thing. I did meet some new people, and we had a good time.
That's cool.
So that was the fun part, right? I was actually surprised because it had just of the people that I met, there was multiple people from other clubs.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, because they opened it up to multiple clubs, right? So
Yep. So there
that's
was
cool.
we were hanging out with people from the Dallas club, from the Houston club, from San Antonio. So I mean, that was pretty cool.
That is the one thing I wish it'd be easier to get on the list for the other clubs.
Yeah.
And I don't understand why that's difficult.
Yeah, I thought about that too. I'm like, why aren't we aware of the events from these other clubs? Like why isn't all the Ferrari things send out a thing of all the other local Ferrari things. Like, I guess maybe most of the other Ferrari things are far enough apart that it doesn't make sense. But for Texas, you've got
Yeah.
4 Ferrari clubs and all within a couple hours drive of each other.
Well, especially
Like,
San Antonio and us. Like San Antonio and Austin are so close, and that should be a no-brainer. But if the other clubs do big events, then
yeah. Well, someone was telling me they're like what the people from the Houston club are like, oh, you have to come to the Houston Christmas party. Or
Hmm.
sorry, the Dallas one. The Dallas people are like, oh, you have to come to the Christmas party. It's so awesome.
Hmm.
Like they book up like some huge place. It's really nice, like high end everything, blah blah blah. Like I'm like, shit, that sounds fun. I would make a venture up to Dallas for that.
Yeah. Be cool.
So, but
That's neat. Yeah, I don't know. We saw some of the like Instagram pictures of the track day, and then like a couple people were posting stuff on Facebook of the drive. So I was curious
Yep.
how it went.
was there a lot of talk about the person who almost crashed and died on the track day?
oh, the guy who spun out.
Yeah,
I saw the video of it.
Jeez.
I saw exactly what happened. They got a tail wag.
yeah.
Yep.
He rolled onto the brakes too quickly. So
Turns out, locking your hands not really a good idea on track.
yeah.
Just-
Yeah.
Well,
Hard on the brakes, slow hands. Yeah, bad
Yeah.
idea. Although
Yeah.
it made me think like, man, I really should go do like some racing school stuff
Well,
just to be
so
able to learn how to counter that and stuff.
the people who did the track day, and I chatted with some of them, there was only like 40-ish cars, 30 something cars. Like it was really low. So like and they still broke it up into multiple groups. So like when you went out, you were only out with like 12 cars at a time.
That's cool.
So that part, it's like, damn, like, yeah, it was super expensive, but like, if you wanted to have Coda all to yourself, yeah,
Yeah,
that
that's,
would've
that's why I've done the Coda track days before, but the latest price increases.
it's getting up there.
Yeah. Plus you have to tech the car.
Yeah, it's still a good event. At least they added some other stuff, so you get like some skid pad or some. It used to only be just the half day, so now at least there's a little more to it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
But
I think it was $2,500.
I think it was 24, then 26.
Plus
Okay.
tech.
Registered on time, like up to like the late entry, that was 24, and then after that.
Oh yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, and the tech. I don't know how much the tech is, but I'm sure it's 1,000.
It's included. The tech's included, but they
Oh, was it?
yeah, they just use that though to find some opportunities to.
Oh, I'm sure they'll tell you that you can't pass tech without this and that. And
Yeah, $11,000 engine out.
I had to replace the tires on my some basically brand new tires on my Scud because Bridgestone RE71 RSs, or maybe I was on Goodyear Supercar 3Rs, don't come with very much tread, right? Because they're really track tires, and so they were like under 5:30 seconds or something like that. And they were
you
like,
had to be at 5:30 seconds.
yeah, and they're like, you need to replace your tires. And I was
They
like,
start at like 6:30 seconds.
Yeah.
yes, exactly. So
Okay.
yeah, that frustrated me because like, at that point you've already committed all the money into the track day. You
Right.
can't take that back.
Yeah.
Well, and then I'm sure they make you do that there. You can't take it somewhere else.
No, they were okay for me to like swap the tires.
Oh.
elsewhere. And then even if they said like you need to do your brake fluid, they'd be okay if you did the brake fluid elsewhere too. But they certainly offer to make it more.
Oh, okay. All right.
To be fair, a lot of the people who are tracking their Ferraris for the first time, they need racing.
Yes.
They need that type of stuff. So it's certainly good to do for.
Yeah.
Sure. I'm sure a substantial number of people haven't changed their brake fluid recently and should.
Yeah.
So that's good. But I mean, yeah, whatever.
Yep.
Well, it's 9:30.
Woohoo.
And it's like we haven't gotten a comment in a while, so I think everyone's kind of falling asleep.
Fair enough. I'm starting to fall asleep. So.
I know, I'm ready to go to bed. All right, everyone. We'll see you next week. Yeah, that's all I got. If you know of a car that's for sale or want whatever, send us an email. We're interested in buying some cars. If you need some service, reach out to us, all that stuff. But we'll see you next week.
Cheers.
Oh, wait, there's my mouse. I was like, I can't close. What am I doing?